This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and productive day. And in the news this morning for April 18, 2023, 3 more persons arrested in facing multi-million-dollar fraud. 3 more persons were arrested and charged in connection to a massive $160 million fraud at Afisi Commodity Limited. The individuals were arrested and charged on Monday and will join the others in court on May 22. They are Carlington Reed, sales assistant, St. Patrick Waskett, truck driver, and Maynard Anderson, sales assistant. Last week, police arrested 17 persons in connection to the fraud. Monday's charges bring to 21 the number of persons implicated in the matter since it was first made public on April 13. Of that number, 19 have been charged while 2 are awaiting charges. It is reported that on May 16, 2022, the management of Afisi parent company Seprod called in the police to probe what was believed to be fraudulent activities being carried out by employees in the van sales department at the company. According to Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey, investigations uncovered that 2 IT employees had manipulated the company's computer system to facilitate 24 other employees, including route sales drivers and assistants, who participated in the fraud by collecting goods from separate warehouses and subsequently sold the goods and kept the proceeds. Bailey further revealed that between April 12 and April 13, 2023, members of CETA conducted special operations across Clarendon, St. Catherine, and the corporate area where the 17 suspects were arrested. Man with Jamaican roots killed in alleged road rage accident. The main suspect in the road rage murder of a man with Jamaican roots appeared in the Nassau County Court in New York on Monday. According to ABC News, 54-year-old David Mackenzie of Baldwin was viciously beaten on Truman Place Saturday night after what police described as a minor fender bender in the community of Baldwin. Police say the 26-year-old man who triggered the car crash has a violent criminal record. According to authorities, Patrick Destin of Brooklyn had just bought himself an Infiniti for $4,000. He was allegedly operating the vehicle while drunk, didn't know he ran a stop sign, or didn't care. It was unregistered, uninsured. He had no headlights on, said Detective Captain Stephen Fitzpatrick of the Nassau County Police Department, who explained that Destin got out of the car and allegedly started chasing and assaulting Mackenzie. Defense attorneys, however, state that right now, any information regarding the incident is allegations. Right now, these are just the allegations, Defense Attorney Scott Mignan said. We're not looking to rush to any judgment. We are waiting for the truth to come out. But prosecutors say Destin stomped on Mackenzie's face and head and repeatedly told him, "I should kill you." Meanwhile, according to authorities, Mackenzie, who was only a few feet away from reaching his home, allegedly told Destin he wasn't even going to call the police about the accident. David was the type of person who would try to walk away, the victim's sister-in-law Vivian Williams said. He hates trouble. Mackenzie's grieving mother told the news media that she lost her son for nothing at all. It shouldn't be, she said. Destin was denied bail. Blind wheelchair-bound man dies after being hit by a vehicle. A motor vehicle accident claimed the life of a wheelchair-bound man who is also visually impaired along the Orange Bay Main Road in Portland yesterday evening. He has been identified as Monty Cargill, a resident of Orange Bay, who is believed to be in his late 60s. Residents said that Cargill lost his sight some years ago and was confined to a wheelchair for the better part of 25 years due to a prolonged illness. According to an eyewitness who gave his name only as Dutch, Cargill, as is customary, was sitting in his wheelchair close to the busy thoroughfare when he was hit by a white Toyota Axio motor car traveling towards Buff Bay shortly after 6:30 p.m. Cargill reportedly died on the spot. The driver of the vehicle was questioned, taken to a nearby police station in Orange Bay, and warned for prosecution. The Orange Bay police are investigating. Business owners fear reprisals for reporting extortion. President of the St. Catherine Chamber of Commerce, Dennis Robotham, says business owners are afraid to report extortion. Mr. Robotham says small business owners within the parish do not want to make reports to the police as they fear reprisals. His comments follow recent robberies of armored vehicles and other high-profile robberies in the parish. Mr. Robotham explains that business operators prefer to remain silent and continue to pay extortionists as they feel it is the safer option. Speaking with the news, Mr. Robotham suggested that a change in legislation to protect the identities of victims could lead to more reports being made. He says having to face an extortionist in court is a deterrent for many. And the president of the Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise Alliance, Donovan Wignall, says customers face higher prices when business operators have to increase their security protection. He explains that the cost for additional personnel and equipment will trickle down to customers. As it relates to extortion, Mr. Wignall says business owners do not feel they have many options in their response to the crime. He says it's down to choosing between paying or closing their business. Government officials saddened by passing of former Kingston Mayor Colleen Yap. Government officials have been paying tribute to former Mayor of Kingston, Colleen Yap, who died yesterday. Mrs. Yap was the second female mayor of Kingston, having served from 1982 to 1984. Prime Minister Andrew Holness expressed deep regret at the former mayor's passing.
Mrs. Yap was former mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew, and the wife of Ferdy Yap, who used to be the Member of Parliament for West Central St. Andrew, the constituency I now represent. They have been long-standing and long-serving members of the Jamaica Labour Party and of the people of West Central St. Andrew. So on behalf of the people of West Central St. Andrew, I send my deep and sincere condolences to the Yap family.
Meanwhile, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Desmond McKenzie, also expressed sadness at the death of Mrs. Yap. Mr. McKenzie says while death is inevitable, the departure of the former mayor is a blow for the local government community and for him personally. He described Mrs. Yap as a formidable woman who was highly respected across the political and administrative spectrum for her knowledge and abilities. Mr. McKenzie says she was the embodiment of the country's motto, out of many one people, as the first mayor of Chinese descent. And the opposition spokesperson on local government and sports, Natalie Nita Garvey, says the People's National Party is saddened by Mrs. Yap's passing. Mrs. Nita Garvey notes that though her term was cut short because of a dissolution of the corporation by the then government, Mrs. Yap nevertheless made a mark in the firmness of her chairmanship and advocacy for better housing conditions for the citizens of Kingston and St. Andrew, particularly Olympic Gardens. Mrs. Nita Garvey also expressed her condolences to the members of Mrs. Yap's family, especially her children, as well as to the Jamaica Labour Party. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.